Let's start the test using a private environment and providing the destination to the API gateway. We click Continue and wait for the test package to be built and deployed, and the test window to be initialized. Then, we make the same escalation request as in the previous demo. The AI agent is triggered by Joule and starts executing its job, which can be instantly viewed in the timeline. Extract the relevant information from the request, basically the service call number and the customer name. Fetch the service call data using the service call number, which includes retrieving the name and email of the contact person. Provide the necessary information to the escalation advisor to verify whether the request qualifies or not for an escalation using the company's policy document. And, finally, present the outcome to the user asking if it should proceed with the escalation process or not. Let's quickly inspect the agent's execution trace. Here we can see that when the service call handler has been invoked, it triggered the execute request skill using the FSM destination and setting the appropriate path to fetch the service call data with the get HTTP method. And in this step we can view the final answer from the service call handler in the response text element. At this point, the escalation advisor has been invoked, triggering the document grounding tool to get the relevant policy document chunk that is compared with the request information to produce the qualification explanation, which can be viewed here. So, let's proceed with the escalation. The agent will fetch again the priority from the service call to make sure it's up to date before showing the escalations options, as it's relevant for the third one. Then, the options are presented to the user for selection. Once again, let's inspect the agent's execution trace for this procedure. Another execute request is triggered by the service call handler, and in the response element we can verify that the priority field is still set to medium. Let's collapse the trace nodes and pick the second option to send an immediate solution proposal to the customer. Once again, the agent will invoke the service call handler to fetch the contact information and the incident subject as they're relevant to compose the email message including the solution proposal. Then, it invokes the advisory expert to craft a straightforward solution by searching the company's knowledge for similar topics, leveraging the knowledge base searcher, and using the incident subject to search for solutions on the internet, leveraging the web searcher. Finally, it drafts a message containing the solution provided by the advisory expert and presents it to the user for approval. Here the user can review the proposed solution before sending it to the customer. Let's do another inspection in the agent's execution trace. Another execute request is triggered by the knowledge base searcher, producing a list of similar projects relating to the topics covered in the incident subject as we can observe here. The results from the first MCP server of the web searcher can be observed here in this element, and the output from the second MCP server can be viewed here. And in this step we can inspect the final answer containing the drafted email message. Let's close the trace again and move to the final stage of the process. After having approved the message, the agent confirmed that the solution proposal has been sent to the customer. So, let's do one final inspection in the agent's execution trace going directly to the execution of the send email skill. And here we can verify that the agent has properly filled the input parameters of the skill, email body, message subject and recipient address. And the proposed solution to support incident 198 has been successfully received by the customer.